the Lassano breast milk bags, we have beef. Let's dash some liquid gold. If you're new here, hi, my name is Lexi. I'm 12 weeks postpartum with my first baby, my son. I primarily nurse him like 95% of the time, but he does take a bottle as well. So I typically pump once a day, mainly because there's typically a few hours in between me putting him to bed and me going to bed. So I like to pump right before I go to bed, just so I don't feel so full. And then by the time he wakes up and he's hungry, I'm engorged, I'm leaking, all that fun stuff. So it just feels so much better to pump right before I go to sleep. And it's also nice because it allows me to slowly build a small backup freezer stash. I really like the pitcher method when it comes to pumped milk. If you're unfamiliar, basically you take your pumped milk, let it cool down, you add it to a pitcher, and you repeat. Don't get me wrong, I've heard some people add their freshly pumped warm breast milk to their cold pitcher, but I have heard that could cause bacteria growth, so I don't do that. And then you can just take from the pitcher freely throughout the day. Although like I said, I primarily nurse my son, so I definitely don't use the whole pitcher. So within 4 days of me starting a new pitcher, I freeze what I don't use. I like to do 7 ounces in every bag. By the way, me and the Lassano breast milk storage bags, we have beef. Okay, it's not that serious, but they're just not my favorite. I feel like they're really thin, very flimsy. Medela bags just have so much thicker and sturdier of a material. They stand on their own. I love the little pull tab here that makes for a super smooth pour. I don't know, I know it's really not that deep, but those are the only 2 brands that I've tried. If anyone else has different recommendations for good breast milk storage bags, I would love to hear it. I'm definitely not the best at getting all the air bubbles out, okay?
I don't want to hear it.
I've been seeing people make soap out of their breast milk, and honestly, as an acne-prone girly, I kind of want to try it. Wouldn't it leave your face feeling really sticky? Questions I don't have the answers to. I'm definitely gonna need a couple more bags. By the way, I love this little pair of Mom Cozy glass pitchers that I got. Especially love this lid. The spout is like perfect for pouring. Should I do an obnoxious finger tap? Question for the girlies that are like me and primarily nurse. When we do want to use our pumped milk, are we taking from the freezer, like the earliest pumped milk, or are y'all just taking from the pitcher? If I didn't mention it already, I like to fill my bag 7 ounces.
I like to do 7 ounces in every bag.
That's also something I prefer about the Medela bags over the Lassano bags, is the Lassano go up to a 6 ounce capacity. These are 7. It's always so annoying to have that little amount left that's not going to fill a bag.
So unsatisfying.
If that happens, I just stick it in a clean mason jar. I throw my pitchers in the wash and I start over the next day. And there we have it. Now I'm going to just date them. We are all labeled like such. I just do date and amount. Then I like to stick them on a wire rack or a baking sheet if I'm not using it. That way they freeze nice and flat. We're gonna stick these in the freezer, let them freeze, and then I will make milk bricks out of them. Bye.